crown made of bones, rifle, queen with bloody throne. How many servants did she kill? Lifeless bodies laid. Still, does she really feel any guilt? How she ignores the blood she spilled. This is all just for the power of the crown and lace with flowers. The devils would have won. I tried to warn you, but once again, you couldn't look past my tone when I was talking through glass. And it was always expected to put on a show. For a while, you've been feeling like I feel. It knows what's this best to staying close to home. Being the rock that comes from a stone. Not an illusion, not a high boy clone. I really can't stand it when you can argue. You've always been sitting by the pain and being good. And this is when I always want to come to the intent. This is the maintaining with all my loads. You did not betraying your trust. You felt the secrets out the answer to your lust. Feet I slowly plied when I knew that you were sidelining us. So don't come with the crying and then you were right. So this is when I'm sorry when it didn't, you were right. And this was the lie for all I did. For this isn't the place where you were trying to go, but this is only from the kind of content. Showing up for the show, for this is the future, just so true. This is having truth. Those lose the babies for the come together, for the crazy, the temple that may be. Sauce of lie. Only in the present. The future. This was in the past and 1,000 lifetimes. If it all then will lead me back to you with a pack that looked more consistent enough to share the sights with the crew, for the stubborn, but enough for the scared to be the one by my side. For this one they say they're going for the ride for me. Lessons you have the power to will stop. Brave or coward those who find a cloud to lead. Those shall nots. You hold the ring for the overlords of the land, for the penance of this to be the kings under your command, for this to be the Persian of spring, and this for the Pyrean, for the quench your thirst, and this the pendulum of the swing, for the return to hurt. Above, below, the sky beneath, for this rocky road, for this wrench that you can repeat. Know your past and understand the present, for the each stone cast to the future lesson. Still the eagle. Safe. Days ago I was last and heard of the sleep. This is the addiction that has got me to the beat, man. For this trying to understand this life is just a damn. Then and again, for the bend myself against the phenomenon, and up to the can't have myself, it's come to temptation. I can help this fear, this fixation, where's this standing for time supposed to come salvation. But I am not, that is ad. It's needed to get to salvation. Know who she is.
It's a bad thing when a man out to go.
She wears a crown made of bones, rifle, queen with bloody throne. How many servants did she kill? Lifeless bodies laid. Still, does she really feel any guilt? How she ignores the blood she spilled, and this is all just for the power of the crown and lace with the wilted flowers. Devils would have won. I tried to warn you, but once again, you couldn't look past my tone when I was talking through the glass, and it was always expected to put on a show. For a while, you've been feeling like I feel, yet knows what's this best is staying close to home. Being the rock that comes from a stone, and not an illusion, not a hot boy clone. I really can't stand it when you can argue when you've always been sitting by the pain and being good. And this is when I always want to come with the intent. For this is the maintaining with all my loads. You did not betraying your trust. You felt deceit was out the answer to your lust. So the feet I slowly plied when I knew that you were sidelining us. You don't come with the crying and you were right. So this is when I'm sorry when it didn't. You were right. You just were alive for all I did. This is the place where you were trying to go. But this is one we find the kind of content. Showing up for the show. This is the future. Just so true. Just to having truth. Those that for the come together for the crazy temple that may be. Sauce of lie. Only the present. Future. This is in the past and 1,000 lifetimes. But all of them lead me back to you. Packs that look more consistent enough to share the sights with the crew, for the stubborn enough to scared to be the one by my side. For this one to say we're going for the ride. less than she had the power to will to stop. Brave or coward those who find the cloud to lead. Those shall not. You hold the ring for the overlords of the land, for the penance of this to be the kings under your command, for this to be the Persian of spring, and this for the Pyrean, for the quench your thirst, and this the pendant of the swing, for the return to hurt you. Above, below, the sky beneath, for this a rocky road, for this a wrench leaps repeat. Know your past and understand the present, for the each stone you can cast, you feel a lesson. Still a hero. Save me. Days ago I was last and heard of his sleep, for this is the addiction that has gotten me to the beaten man, for this is trying to understand this life is just a damn. And again, for to bend myself against the limit, and I'm numb and I can't help myself, this comes with temptation. I can help this fear, this fixation, rest in this life, sometimes opposed to times salvation. But I am not, that is had what's needed to get to salvation. Blessed be the man who knows his heart. He won't lie about his truth. He'll find light enough candles to spray perfumes to spark enough incense to open up a window. To hear the birds and the bugs and let them smell of nature, to lay my head down for the delicate, find a pillow for the closing of my eyes, and maybe this would be the live and the filled with you talked about going to for the month to go. You can find for the one to take there, for this would be the favorite you wanted to see the smile. Open our eyes, open. You can find what's still there for the lang and the field, for the favorite flowers, for the favorite soul. And a new life and a new beginning. Every day I wake up with a new hope for the morning to change the way that I see life previous day, for this never getting better, for the neighbor to be to keep these pace and all the inside and out for the form of the new habits and to change my routine. As we change the routine, we all change what we look at and things and have to introduce with. Blessed be the man.
Blessed be the man who knows his heart. He won't lie about his truth. And if I light enough candles to spray perfumes to spark enough incense to open up a window, to hear the birds and the bugs and let them smell of nature, to lay my head down for the delicately, find a pillow for the closing of my eyes, and maybe this would be the live and the filled with you talked about going to for the month to go, but you can find for the one to take there, for this would be the favorite you wanted to see the smile. Open our eyes, open, and you can find what's still there for the lang and the field, for the favorite flowers with the favorite soul. And a new life and a new beginning, and every day I wake up with a new hope for the morning to change the way that I see life previous day, for this and never getting better, for the neighbor to be to keep these pace and all the inside and out for the form of the new habit and to change my routine. As we change the routine, we all change what we look at and things and have to introduce waking up early in the night, for this to be the beautiful enough of the city, for this is my pride to find a park, and this is ordinary for the change to bring it in now for the extraordinary. Feel the fresh, and this is healthy enough for throughout the day, for the feeling as though I'm capable of doing all well with the work, so this to bring a sense of that confidence in the meaning, and also find a sense of meaning and a purpose. I began to take care of my health, and just to find to pay attention to pay a little for the details of regarding my life and behavior that I'm broke. I realized how important it was to take care of myself, and this is how important for the development and what I do for the tracking the visible, the difference of the behavior and how my life, and this is all small steps. Everybody tells us to live our life to the fullest and live our dream, but there's no one who tells us how to live it. And as I said, it is to be, you have to just keep it a step aside, and this is the way we say it is, and the ideal life, it is to create your ideal self, and this is down for the step by the step of the gradual process. If you think you can transform with one day, but you can find to demoralize yourself, and you can begin. You are at once.
Blessed be the man who knows his heart.
Blessed be the man.
Blessed be the man.
Blessed be the man who knows his heart. He won't lie about his truth. If I light enough candles to spray perfumes to spark enough incense to open up a window, to hear the birds and the bugs and let them smell of nature, to lay my head down for the delicately, find a pillow for the closing of my eyes, and maybe this would be the live and the filled with you talked about going to for the month to go, you can find for the one to take there, for this would be the favorite you wanted to see the smile. Open our eyes, open, and you can find what's still there for the lang and the field for the favorite flowers, for the favorite soul. And a new life and a new beginning. And every day I wake up with a new hope for the morning to change the way for that I see life previous day, for this and never getting better, for the neighbor to be keep these pace and all that's inside and out for the form of the new habit and to change my routine. As we change the routine, we all change what we look at and things and have to introduce waking up early in the night. For this to be the beautiful enough of the city, for this to might pride to find a park, this is ordinary for the change to bring it and never extraordinary. Feel the fresh, this is healthy enough throughout the day. For the feeling as though I'm capable of doing all well with the work. So this bring a seasons into that confidence in the me and also find a sense of meaning and a purpose. I began to take care of my health and just to find to pay attention to pay a little for the details of regarding my life and the behavior that I'm broke. I realized how important it was to take care of myself. This and how I'm important for the development and what I do for the tracking the visible, the difference of the behavior and how our life. And this is all small steps. Everybody tells us to live our life to the fullest and live our dream, but there's no one that tells us how to live it. And as I said, it is to be. There you have it, just keep it a step inside, and this is the way we say it is, and the ideal life, and just to create your ideal self, and this is done for the step by the step of the gradual process. If you think you can transform it one day, but you can find to demoralize yourself, and even begin. You are at once, this is still to make and motivate yourself for the beginning and the change, and how much you need it for the better for you, for the wherever the wrong, for this to be the day, for the stepping through the path, and just changing my life, and the ring, and writing and about it for the difference, and you can find a thought for this to be the poet. Philosopher to get the inspiration from the move towards that becoming a better person. I will be. Minute after minute, empty soul watch past, slipped away, heart paralyzed in a frozen state. You can't feel what you can't think, for this is thinking that makes me sick, but never to make the face of what makes me sick. To stay in love with the deceased, and you can find an engulf in the vengeful fountain. I'm in pain, or am I? Numb to the core feelings of standby. Empty soul withering away, for the empty soul numb in a place for the this to be taking me home to the void, for the cannot find it just to bother for that all the noise of this is an empty soul. Find a soul that drained enough, they're not free for the soul that this is shell to find as me. I don't want to promise with nobody to do, I'm leaving. I don't want to find a depression enough for the hurt, the rest of this upon us, for the pressure, the pain, for the air to seem too thick enough for the waiting for the rain, and this is fear that stays upon us, for the heavy, the strong, the replaying in moments and moments in this world we're all wrong. I don't know what to do, for the where to turn, for just to know what the love can hurt, for this to be thought it would burn, for you to know, for the gentle loving way, for the warm and the sunny retreat. And now it seems that no matter how far I go, you never quite feel the touch of the feet. Lips of the tender, sweet enough for the heart, for the wants of mine, enough for the fear, for the drifter farther than I can reach, and I'm begging for someone to hold. And this is where to swear and never to hold to make me to feel more. I've grown tired to please, whether would I just go to sit inside that for the dream of the days, pretending no warm visit around me, quiet enough for the cry to hold me forward. The fact that this is my actually have lost.
Because she stays always right.
When I wake up, I do have hope for the next day. Even the next morning, although I mourned, my joy was still in the ray. Patience when I'm supposed to be mad, but choose to understand. And wandering around in the gloom, for this is the soul searching endlessly for the truth of their lives is in the open. You've been blind for so long, the time to open the eyes and stop fooling around in the dark, but to step into the light to receive freely the knowledge. And once you saw for the ignorance is doing you the wrong demise, thinking out loud. Is it better to have the love for this is supposed to feel with a heart that should stop it enough for the love or really to hurt so bad enough for the say to know for the just to be the damage of the ills that it could. Everybody knew they love me better forever, for I can find it bad myself tonight. I can lose all by myself. That I find was hidden treasure, but I need the insecurity to lock to the dark place for the playing the heart for the gains, to the Pandora for the never the mind gains, and never the finding waiting for the someone to attack you. You can find the devils and never the singers play that out for the love for the good times to replace the pains and what it could be.
short thrills and laid a knife and distant felt the calm enough serene and never miracle for the case of the mind for the die for the tangle and never the second and never the sign and I can never find a person just one piece and the temples to help the mind for the tame the much at once you can have the chaotic and anxious for the work with anxious and the vibes and the peace with the fragment and never the soothing and silent for the never defining exactly how does this all happen and whether the words and never the guided by the stars the same lullabies. He asked the moon to dim its light for the last night. This is a short thrill enough for the fulfilling of the short combo for the please help me sleep like a baby.
Every time I think of you, it feels
Pitch battle going on with anxiety for this what was different. Tangled in every moment for the second. Marriage means little when you're doing it alone. When a wife and a husband leave, a little to say for the silence of looking like it's a prey for this to be the all for the much to be wrong enough for the one you can find a prayer for this needs to be shown.
man have to go away in due time and leave his little one because she stays
And the rose.
So listen to this.
She's a rose when people do envy her. To see her beautiful, to think it's unique, and to know the harmful stings and it bleeds, and this is the end to the vine of rose of the red, and essential enough for the final balance. Or you can find that drunken love stumbling through the walls of the broken reality, scalping through the memories and the whole so dear for the witness of love, and has ever been forgiven for the force and like the thunder for the hands of presentment enough for the axe and wasting away at the tree. With a reason to find the bled and red, bled and knife for the rotten meat for the dinner table, prepared to never offer forgotten for the promise of sunshine for the world is full of darkness and the parking for the windy beater, and you can sign a run out for the spirit change. Or change the spare for the grains and the sand, for the burning of the booms and the thoughts, for the asking for yourself and the moon, for the cannot save, and the divine do the stars, and this is brown the girl without the sugar in their heart, for the negative will be fine, and this is the worthy enough for the smoking one, stress away, soon will never be missed. This is the best of God, but the essence will be the heart for the crushing of the love and the heart that you crush with your
because she stays always right.
present reality for these people. I'm sorry. Here's the here again, for this to be the one for the knocking at the doors. Should you answer to not to be rude and unlearned, and ever the parents taught you for the vampire, you only allowed if you invite them in for the standing in the doorway, for the waiting for the signal of the eventually will go.
You've been on my mind, yeah, baby.
Wake up.
Black eyes from staying up all
right.
night. I go out
the boogers out of your brain. This will be the heart for the question, the dread to the violence to the victim minds of those who look through, who can't believe the lie, but have paid attention. It was looked through them for the day to be determined for the detriment of the described it after the script to be read, enough for the saving you for getting shot, enough for the misfiring, misled. You deceived, the deceits, and disconceived, to be forward, to leave, for the coming out of the shoreline again, for the you don't know for the ever, the coming and going, for the time, for the full moon, for the be determined, for the deterred. Minus this misheard, enough of the messages, because of the sheep of the follow the voice of their head straight to the starter, and over the saucer, to give the other wise of the chicken, and over the heart, to further her bones. For the fear, for the will, for the love, you can find the cock in the morning, for the sun will rise, and running over the other side for the high, for the behind that shadow, for the life of the sea. You can find it for the good. This place is that for the place. Paying for the night for the week. Pent up for the present of questions, and how could it be for the ask? Whether or not you can have that place, and if it's one to ask, and whether it has to suggest a crossing, whether it's to be the case. Case over the cross, you can be the photo for the wherever you find out, put that change, and never the one to tell them, but you can have the ask, and whether you can still look. The reason and the question, and determining for the creating of something else, for the energy to shift to this, the comprehension of what you call pause, post, opposite for the dysfunction. Method to seem to be covering up and forget enough of the be something with the deprivation or frustration enough of the underlying uncomprehension with the unpleasant feeling when it never happened to be for all over the such pattern. Taking out a place to do for the be able to enough to rectify for the enough of the cognitive dialogue for the enough in regards to the narrative taking place with the future now for the beat and bad probability for the what was the devil and having a harmonizing relations force the peace and having enjoyment. Set it for enough to sell the growth of this relation. Respect that consistency for the consideration and yet a considered round of motivation, nationalities, actualities, and responsibilities. Seb's on the one part to the press of that question. Never had the deciding factor to you. Have the any side of that for the one of the person. Never the arsenal of the pieces off for the area over there. Never had that for the limited one to one for the beat and oxygen. Never for the beat all the salt about to evolve.
No fear in love, but all the pain.
Wake up. You. Wake up.
You. Wake up. Look around. Shake the boogers out of your brain. Just to be the heart for the question, the dread, to the violence, to the victim minds, and those who look, those who can't believe for the lie, but have paid attention. It was looked for them today to be determined for the detriment, enough for the describe, enough for the scribble to be read, enough for the save you for getting shot, enough for the misfire, misled, you deceived, the deceased, the disconceived, for the be forward, the leaving, for the coming out of the shoreline again, for you to know for the ever, the coming and going, for the tide is high, for the full moon, for the be determined, for the deterred, minus this misheard, enough for the missions, because of the sheep of the follow the voice that headed straight to the slaughtering. Over
Keeping secrets.
Wake up.
Black eyes from staying up all night. I go out looking
Wake
for
up.
eternity.
Look around.
In paperback.
Shake the boogers out of your brain. Just to be the heart for the question, the dread, to the violence, to the victim minds, and those who look, those who can't believe for the lie, but have paid attention. It was looked for them today to be determined for the detriment, and for the describe it after the scribble to be read, enough for the saving you for getting shot, enough for the misfire, misled, you deceived, the deceased, the disconceived, for the be forward, the leaving, for the coming out of the shoreline again, for you to know for the ever, the coming and going, for the tide is high, for the full moon, for the be determined, for the deterred, minus this misheard, enough for the missions, because of the sheep of the follow the voices that headed straight to the slaughtering, over the saucer didn't be otherwise, and the chicken and the over the hard to brother her bones. For the fear, for the will, for the love, and you can find the cock in the morning, for the sun will rise, and running over the other side for the high, for the behind that shadow, for the life of the deceit, you can find it for the couldn't.
But is
It's a place to die for the praise, paying for the night for the beat, pin death for the pressing the questions, and how could it be for the asking, whether or not you can have that place and this is one to ask, and whether it has a suggestion crossing, whether this will be the case. Case over the cross to get a meter for the follow, for the wherever they find out for the book that changed and never the run is telling, but you can have the answer speaking and whether you can still look for the reasoning and the question and the determining for the conclusion of something else for the energy to shift and this the comprehension which you call pause opposed to the opposite for the dysfunction. Method is seen to be covering others, forget enough of the meaning, something with the deprivation, the frustration enough for the understanding and the lying and comprehension with the unpleasant feeling whenever they happen to be for all over the such pattern. Taking out a place to do for the be able to never the rectify for the enough of the cognitive